Guidance Aviation is a career school. We train professional helicopter pilots, and we're located in Prescott. I've been working with the SBDC since about 2003. I met a gentleman by the name of Fred Kennedy in Yavapai County, associated with Yavapai Community College then, and Yavapai College today. And Fred has been instrumental in the success of our organization. Over the last few years, we've had a very substantial growth. We started in, as I mentioned, in 1998 with one helicopter and myself. Today I have about 70 employees, 2 locations, one in Arizona, one in Louisiana. We have about 160 students within our program, and nationally we're the largest helicopter training program in the country. So we've been very successful. Fred has been instrumental in not only helping me try to assess the future of my company, but to assess the needs for the growth of my company as well as networking. The SBDC has been very helpful with that. We obviously have a very strong SBDC in the state of Arizona, and Janice Washington does a tremendous job. I love that lady to death. But you know, all in all, the company's grown. In 2007, we won our first Success Award. In 2011, we won the Master Success Award. 2013, last year, or I am the current Arizona National SBA Award winner, as well as the state award winner for the state of Arizona. It's an absolutely invaluable service. You know, it's free. It's available throughout the entire state. Fred Kennedy in particular, I mean, we're very, very fortunate to have him. He's given me the personal attention that I've needed. He's been able to find where our weaknesses are, where our strengths are, and focus on the weaknesses and help us grow. So the SBDC has been very helpful.
In 1995, I sold my auto parts business and joined my children who had one auto repair store. And we started expanding at that time. And we were up to the point of having 8 stores. And at that time there was an embezzlement internally, and unfortunately the kids left. I took over and went back to work. Being a small business person, sometimes you're not dialed into the fine-tuned things, and Michael was able to redirect me to look for these items and quit trying to do it all myself. I've been through Profit Mastery, my partner's been through Profit Mastery, and now we have a manager going through Profit Mastery, and it really helps us understand the money portion of it. Our industry has gotten very tight. In the past, we were able to make enough money we could be sloppy. Can't do that anymore today, so Profit Mastery has put us on that target, and we're growing and we're profitable. When we started with SBDC, we were at about $5 million in yearly revenue. Today we're going to be, well, in 2014 we intend to pass 12 million. So SBDC had a big part in that. If you want to take your business to the next level, tune into the SBDC and take part of their offerings, because they do nothing but make you stronger. And if you find the right mix, like we did with Michael Dutzler, you've got someone that's by your side, watching your back, and refocusing you so you can get to where you need to be. SBDC has made a big difference. For 25 years of celebration here, we're wishing them another 25 more. They've made a big difference for us. They can make a big difference for others.
I'm Daniel Bombard. I'm the CEO and CIO of Yuma Office Equipment. I was lucky because my business was already established, and the way I started it was basically the former owner, who is actually a friend of mine and was my employer for like 12 years. You know, I found out that he was going to sell the place, and so I started talking with him about possibly me taking over. I've been in this field for close to 25 years, and I worked for this company for a dozen years with the help of Randy Nelson, my SBDC rep. I took Profit Mastery and learned the direction and a way to be able to monitor what's going on with my books. And Randy has shed a whole new light on the business side of my business. You know, I know the computers, I know the copiers, I know those like the back of my hand, but I did not know a darn thing about business, and now I do. The Small Business Development Center, they have these resources that you're just going to be blown away by. I can't even imagine that there's a service like this that doesn't cost something.
My name is Brian Wimmer, and I'm president of Thompson Wimmer. Our business is located in Sierra Vista, Arizona. Any small business, you know, you're constantly battling, you know, to get started. And Mark Schmidt, specifically at the SBDC at Cochise College, was there from the beginning to help us get started, get this whole thing kick-started. And now we're 4 years into this. It stemmed from my experience in working in the military and specifically in research, development of technologies that could be integrated into our forces. Soldiers that need tools and systems to help them survive and prevail in their mission is something that I was equated with in drawing up those papers and those documents to help them get those tools that they needed. And so from there, I met up with my business partner, Trish Thompson, our CEO, and from there we decided we could do this. We could take future technologies and start to integrate them into the commercial space and the U.S. government. How did the SBDC help us was right at the beginning. They were there. They were there in supporting our efforts to develop our plan for starting our business. The mentorship, the matchmaking, the network itself was imperative to us, and they helped us really kind of get that started.
Well, I've always loved to cook, and I've always loved bikes, I had some time many years ago and took a trip to Italy. Took my bike and fell in love with Italian culture and pizza specifically. Actually, the first time I'd ever had a true Italian pizza. Something I spend a lot of time with, which is responding to emails from people around the country who have heard about my success and the restaurant success, and who are really passionate people, and I can sense that in their emails. But I had that same kind of romanticism about a restaurant and such, but I realize as I'm doing it now and try to relate to people that, you know, it's great, I'm glad you have this passion, but my #1 advice is actually to reach out to incubator or small business development center in your hometown or in your community, because they're going to provide you with realistic and what is the reality of running a business, and those are things that can be lost and whenever you're romanticizing what you're going to be doing, and you have to be making money if you want to be around, and the SBDC has definitely helped me do that, and so I guess it's that practicality that I tell people to seek out from them.
My name's Terry Shoup, and I'm the Vice President.
And I'm Lance Shoup. I'm the President of Gila Valley Polaris in Safford, Arizona. I just recently retired from DPS, where I served for about 18 years. Medical reasons, I took a medical retirement, and we were looking for something to do. This opportunity came along, and we purchased the business. When we started to buy this business, we were overwhelmed in all the paperwork and all the different things on traffic census and population and all the different things that we had to overcome, and it was overwhelming to us being new business owners. And the SBDC with Kevin was able to come in and help us gather all that data and information, and absolutely made it possible for us to get the business. It was really a great help.
They understand all the different avenues that you have to take and explore to do that business. So they're so much help that you need them. You need them on your side.
Absolutely amazing. So we met Michael de Hoostelaar on a Thursday afternoon at a meeting. And it was kind of a rally of the troops, because we had called out to someone and said, we need help. Our business is really struggling. We don't know what we're going to do, and we need help immediately. He shows up at the office and he laid out the facts, and they were brutal. And so he continued to lay out the brutal facts. We talked about what we wanted to do and what we didn't want to do, and came up with an action plan. And so through the SBDC, they've given us the tools really to make our business survive.
For the last 2.5 years, they've put the real in reality. They gave the tools, but they also helped us put them to work, and there's a lot of business tools out there, but unless you know how to make them work, they're really no good. So the SBDC really put all of that in place for us and made it real this time.
I had met Ellen Curtin, who heads up the Tucson office of the SBDC, at another organization for women business owners. And when I was talking to Ellen about some of my business frustrations, she mentioned what the SBDC does and offered assistance. So I went to visit with Ellen, talked about my business, and got started with some counseling.
Like everyone else, stumbled through 2008, 2009. And since then, now, with the help of SBDC, we began to grow and well, we're making a profit, so that's great stuff.
Every business owner needs something like the SBDC, especially small businesses. There are so many facets of a business that you can't be 100% in every area without some good advice. And SBDC, especially for financial advice, has been tops for us.
Our business is located in southern and southeastern Arizona. We're farmers, winemakers, and wine cellars, and our farms are located in Cochise and Santa Cruz County. Our tasting rooms are located in Tucson, Bisbee, Wilcox, and our estate winery in Elgin, Arizona.
Mark and I fell in love with the Arizona wine industry about 6-7 years ago and found that it was a really underserved market and people just love Arizona wines. And so we just decided to start the business together. He's got farming in his background and I have winemaking in my family background. And so we just thought it was the perfect fit.
We originally sought out the SBDC to help us with acquiring capital to expand our business. We work with Karen Burns. She's in the Tucson office of the SBDC. And what Karen specifically did, she has extensive experience in agricultural lending in her background, where she was a senior executive with the Bank of America doing agricultural loans for their ag line. And she specifically taught us how to communicate with banks, how to develop, how to enhance our business plan to make our loan package more attractive to a bank, and how to give them the specific information that they wanted. On account of that, we were able to secure a line of credit with our bank, and now we're going to expand our business further here in 2014 and 2015. And we've brought Karen in to coach us along in how to communicate with these banks for an even larger financing package to capitalize our business further.
That propelled our business forward. For example, we bought a winery about 3 years ahead of schedule. I think the SBDC does a great job of talking to all businesses and really engaging with them and helping them with their needs.
Right. It's absolutely fundamental and critical for people to understand that business lending and commercial lending is a completely different thing than personal financing, mortgages, car loans, and things like this. Capitalizing a business in a commercial venture is completely different. And it's absolutely critical for people that are anticipating starting their own business or expanding their existing business that they integrate with the SBDC. It's free of charge. They offer great instruction and coaching from industry professionals and senior executives with an amazing array of experience to help people explore those options for their own company.
We're located in Bullhead City. We're a retail landscape rock yard primarily, although we offer services of installation, contracting, so forth as needed.
Our business was started on a promise of 2 weeks worth of work. And we took it, we ran with it. We have not looked back. In 2010, when right in the middle of the recession, we were looking at trying to obtain a loan to purchase a piece of property that had come up for sale. And so we were able to, after we went through the banks, I received an email from Mojave Community College about the SBDC, and so I checked it out, and so we went to one of those meetings. We've been able to hire our son, who recently was honorably discharged from the U.S. Marine Corps, and with all the Profit Mastery course that I took, we were able to take a look at the finances and to make sure that we would be able to handle having an employee on payroll.
Use every tool that you have in your box. A good mechanic doesn't, or what good is a carpenter without a hammer? Use all the tools that you have, and every little bit will help you.
Tim always wanted to own a restaurant. We'd worked in the industry for many years, both of us, and he wanted his own restaurant, and several times we had run into a position that we could do it, and I was against doing it most of the time, but he was persistent and found a place, and we were able to put things together.
We found out from the local library, and once we got them involved with us, they helped us with support, questions, QuickBooks, just about every aspect of setting up a small business, and they're an awesome help.
And we were very new at this, and they guided us through every step of the way. I wasn't sure how to start the business. We just knew that we had wanted to. And so in talking with him, he met with me at the college, and he actually helped me to set up everything that I had done. And we met with them at the college in Show Low, and they helped me with my QuickBooks. He helped me with just encouraging me some, right roads to go on and instead of making mistakes. And he's just been there all the time. He still continues to check on us on a regular basis and encourage us and help us with everything.
I first heard about the SBDC. There's a manufacturers group that we work with in our area, the Northern Arizona Manufacturers Association. I reached out to the SBDC and we were put in contact with Fred Kennedy, since primarily our issues that we were facing were financial related. And Fred is, I could talk all day about how much Fred has helped us. We were very financially weak when we went into the SBDC for the first time. We had a huge debt load. Our receivables were aged beyond what they should have been, and a multitude of other issues. Fred took the time to really break down all of our finances and help us really smooth it out over the last few years. We're in a much better financial position right now than we were. Our sales have doubled since we first started working with the SBDC over about a 5.5, 6-year period. Now we're looking at export. That's the next thing we want to work with the SBDC on. I absolutely would recommend the SBDC. I don't think there's another organization like them. They've done so much. The knowledge of their advisors, and especially some of them that I've met here today, I thought maybe Fred was unique in the fact that he had so much business knowledge, but it looks like that's widespread across all of the advisors. I would absolutely recommend them. To be honest, I don't think we'd be in business today if it wasn't for the SBDC. I don't say that lightly. Fred has done that much for us.
It's a great impact in our community. They do wonderful things, especially redevelopment. They've been working a lot with us on redevelopment, so that's been fantastic.
As we see with with SBDC program, small business development, especially in areas where we definitely need it, and it's been incredibly successful, such as in Old Town Avondale. You see the entire place is being redeveloped to where we have small businesses coming in. We have people spending money in Avondale, leaving their tax dollars there. So the partnership between Estrella Community College and places in Avondale that really are currently putting a new focus on to redevelop and invest in those economies has gone hand in hand and is ensuring Avondale's success for the future.
It's a long-term investment for all the businesses that we have so that they can grow, they can prosper, and certainly new businesses can come in as well. So it's very critical to the development and redevelopment of the city of Avondale. I think SBDC brings a caveat of resources for the small business, so contact them as soon as you can so that you'll get your plan in order and you can grow quickly.
We're glad you're here, and bring your friends.
SBDC and MAC are the most effective economic development, small business economic development organizations in the city of Tucson and the metro area and Pima County. We're very proud of the impact that we are able to year over year contribute to the local economy. One of the most exciting things about MAC and SBDC in Pima County is that we are able to show very measurable, dramatic economic development impacts, principally in 4 areas: jobs created and retained, startups, new capital put to work in new businesses or existing small businesses, and growth in sales, which has a very significant impact on economic development, all 4 of which do.